neonatal ICU as well as. So the panelist for today is Dr. Lalan Bharti sir, who is the president-elect for 2026 for the Central NNF. And thank you for joining, sir. I know it's
People
a
are
very
not
busy
able to
time going on for
join.
you, sir.
Is there any issue in joining? Dr. Lalan is asking, I'm not able to join. Any problem?
Here the message is that the bandwidth is low. NNF bandwidth is low. That's what the message I can read from my screen.
Devarun, what is the problem? Some internet problem is there at my end as well. Like, it is very difficult. It was very difficult for me to join as well. I couldn't join from my computer. I had to use my phone only.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Dr.
Yes,
Lalan, we can hear
Yeah,
you
yeah.
now.
So ये मोबाइल
yes,
से
Dr.
किया
Lalan
है.
sir.
Yeah, it's difficult. There is some problem, I think. शुरू कर लो कमल भाई. मेरे को लगता है कि
हाँ जी सर, वो आई थिंक पीपल आर ज्वाइनिंग, आई थिंक इसीलिए वो सर ने बोला कि 2 मिनट लेने के लिए.
हाँ,
ठीक.
अब कर लो आप. शुरू करें.
Sir, Dr. Amneet has Amneet, you can unmute yourself. So thank you for
Yes,
joining, Dr.
sir.
Lalan sir.
Good
Yeah.
evening, sir.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. Then we have Dr. Pratima Anand, senior faculty from Lady Harding Medical College. So she's an expert for so many sessions, but she has thankfully and gracefully joined for this session also for the fire manual, and she has done a lot of work in preparing this fire safety manual. Then we have Dr. Om Shankar Charasia, who is from the Jhansi Medical College. So thank you for joining, sir. And he had a personal bad, I would say, unfortunate experience when there was a fire in his NICU and there were loss of so many babies. So he is joined gracefully to thank you for Dr. Om Shankar for joining. And he has his personal experience and he has done a lot of work in this fire prevention actually now and different types of fire prevention measures. And he has, I think, got from other Russian countries also the fire
Yes, sir.
extinguishers. Thank you for joining, sir. Then we have Dr. Amneet Kaur. She has done a lot of work in preparing this manual. She is a fellow in our medical college, and she is doing basically she's interested in the safety of the newborns, and she has prepared this manual by herself. Almost 50% she has done this work. Thank you, Dr. Amneet, for joining. So I think I should start by sharing the presentation. Is it visible? The presentation is visible, sir? Dr. Ashish Mehta, sir.
Yeah, there is not there. Basically, the message says that bandwidth is low. NNF has bandwidth low. That's what the message reads. Yeah, we can see that now. It's there.
Again, it has gone.
Yeah, but Kamal is also not there. Suddenly he's disappeared.
Kamal, are you there? देवरुण, अब तो हम दो ही बच गए आशीष भाई.
Yeah.
नमस्ते.
Yeah. Pratima is there. Pratima is, and Avneet is also there.
Okay.
But 53 parties are already there.
Again, ये आ गए. Kamal, everybody has joined again. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Good evening. Sir, I am in a meeting, so I'll give you a call.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
So my network got disconnected, sir. I just should log in through different device.
तो स्क्रीन तो शेयर हो रहा है. It's sharing.
Yes,
Kamal?
sir.
Kamal, are you there?
He's not there.
I am able to join, but it gets disconnected.
He cannot load the slide. That's the problem, sir.
No,
And that,
हमें भी
Devarun can do that, no? और
हाँ मैं चला जाऊंगा.
अमनीत कर रहे हैं ना,
कुछ
अमनीत
भी
can
करना
do.
चाहिए तुम्हें, हो तो कुछ भी जाएगा, हो तो
Yes,
कोई
sir,
भी
I
नहीं
can
जाएगा तो भी हो
share.
जाएगा. वो
You
डॉक्टर
can
बनना तुरंत
share,
मिल
no?
जाएगा और क्या.
You can share,
I can
Amneet,
share the screen. Right, sir.
and you do that.
हम तो
Okay, sir.
Kamal, let Amneet share the screen.
Is my screen visible, sir?
yeah, it is visible.
Yes.
But I can see the slides actually. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's not moving actually.
See, the link is saying that
Once in the slide, ma'am. Then you can try to change.
Sorry, sir.
Click
Pardon?
once in the slide.
I am clicking on the slide only, but it's not moving. Screen is not moving.
Mm.
So, Devarun, can you do from your side?
I will
No.
share, sir.
sir,
Amneet, you stop sharing.
sir, problem is bandwidth. So anyone who is going to do that, probably, let's see.
Is the screen visible?
Yep.
Yeah. Now it's
Yeah.
moving also.
Go to the next slide. Yeah. So we have already introduced our panelist. So Debra, next slide. So the background is the same which we already discussed, that the recent NICU and ambulance fire incidents highlights the vulnerability of oxygen-rich environment. So whatever newborns we are treating, we need oxygen for them to survive. So what is happening with these babies are they can't run from themselves. We need to take them off from the fire source. Obviously, that oxygen-rich environment acts like a rocket to act as a in the fire. So we have emphasized needs for standardized fire safety protocols in the NICU, and I think many of us don't know actually how to take care of this part. So a detailed risk assessment is essential for identifying the possible source of ignition, who escalates it, and the vulnerabilities which happen in the neonatal ICUs. Next slide. So, and the objective is to minimize the fire risk in the NICU, ensure that a staff preparedness and a structured response is there, and we comply with all already made the standards of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the NABH, IPHS standards, that is Indian standards are there for already public health standards are made, and national board of this the building code guidelines are there, NBC guidelines. So we have tried to apply all of them. Next slide. Yeah. So because we have now the expert panelists with our senior faculty sir, Lalan Bharti sir. So what are the possible risk factors that can lead to fire in the neonatal ICUs? What all we can think of the problems can be, and risk factors are there in the NICU, so that we can take care of those risk
Thank
factors.
you, Dr. Kamal.
Next slide, Deb.
Thank you, Dr. Kamal. So as you very rightly said that the fire safety in NICU is one of the topic that usually gets attention only after the tragedy happen, right? And by that time it's too late. So this year NNF released excellent fire safety guideline in collaboration with the government of India, and I must congratulate all the contributors, especially Amit, Kamal, Pratima, and Dr. Amit for their tireless effort. So now coming to the questions. So a NICU, we all know the high risk zone for fire because they combines three elements: oxygen, electricity, and heat. And all are concentrated around the small, fragile, and sick baby. So broadly, we can divide this risk into four major groups: oxygen enriched environment, then high electrical load, flammable materials, and human errors. So now let us take them one by one. Oxygen enriched environment. This is the major risk factor, as you said, is the oxygen rich environment. In an ICU, oxygen leaks from cylinders, then oxygen concentrator, pipeline joints, flow meters, and mishandlings of the cylinder is very important risk, like falling of the cylinders, then damaged valve or improper storage. All these can lead to sudden leaks. In oxygen-rich environment, even a tiny spark from a switch or plug can lead to very rapid fire spread. Next is high electrical load. This is
Next slide,
another
Debra.
next. This is another contributor to the fire risk in an ICU. In an ICU, we run multiple devices: incubator, warmer, monitor, infusion pump, simultaneously 24/7. Problems arise when multiple devices run on one extension board. Old wirings is not replaced regularly. Plugs get overheated. Equipment
Next slide,
maintenance
Debra.
is next slide. Equipment maintenance is skipped. So regular electrical audit, proper load distribution, and avoiding extension are very critical for fire safety. Next invisible danger is flammable material and their improper storage. Our daily usage items like alcohol rubs, disinfectant, gauze, dry linen, and then plastic, they all are flammable, very flammable. And risk increases when these items are stored too close to the heat source. Alcohol rub is used near warmers, and waste is not segregated properly. So regular declustering, proper storage, and keeping alcohol-based products away from the warmer is extremely important. And finally, the most unpredictable factors are human error. So most fires start not from the equipments, but from small human mistakes, like using cigarette, though it's strongly prohibited, using mobiles and other personal devices near oxygen or heat outlets, then mishandling the oxygen cylinders, ignoring early warning sign like a smell of the burnings, flickering lights, hot plugs, and also blocking fire exit with trolleys. And the most important thing, inadequate staff training. So human error can turn small hazards into the major incident. So
Thank you, sir,
So
for elaborating this.
fire safety in an ICU is largely about the reducing oxygen leak, and then maintaining electrical load responsibly, and storing the material safely, and ensuring regular staff training and vigilance of the staff.
Very, very well said, sir. Actually, there are so many reasons for this.
Yeah.
The electrical load was the major reason for the last two fire incidents which happened in Jhansi and Delhi. One from the oxygen concentrator, one was from the radiant warmer. So we need to be very careful when the load increases in the electrical part, and we will be talking about this thing in detail because what type of material should be used in the electrical wires and how much should be the thickness of those wires, which all materials can be used in this whole NICU setup. So we'll be talking in detail about that. But sir has rightly told you, because we are living in an oxygen-rich environment, we have a high electrical load, we have the flammable materials and the human errors because we don't know what actually can ignite that. So important to know this. And even sir told that keeping a trolleys on the way to exit can actually cause more incidents into the NICU. We saw that exit doors. Just go and see your NICU and see the exit doors. You will have some phototherapy machines lying there. On the other side, it will be locked by the sweeper. And once you open it, on the other side, there are already so many, I would say, the chairs kept as a for the patients to wait. And the door will open on the your side, not on the other side, because once you open it on your side, again the stampede will happen. So there are so many things which you will find out in the next few slides. We'll see. Dr. Ashish Mehta, sir, anything which you want to ask Dr. Pratima for the ambulances in additional cases?
But I want to add something to this, that basically the planning, the fire safety starts from the planning. So risk factor itself is a poor planning of the whole thing.
Mm.
To sort out the exit doors properly, as you already mentioned. Not only that, there has to be a electrical consultant who will be designing electrification of any ICU, not even ICU, NICU. There has to be electrical consultant who would be calculating fire load for you, and based on that, appropriate panels and the MCBs will be put on.
Mm.
If it is there, then the risk can be minimized. So as far as risk is concerned, biggest risk is poor planning and to not having a proper electrical consultant where you design your NICU, ICU, ambulance, anything. That's biggest risk factor, I'll say.
Perfectly, sir.
Engineers or engineers will not able to calculate the load, or even if they do it, there is no science, or they are not into that business. So putting some money extra for all this thing will go a long way as far as risk is to be reduced.
Uh, Definitely, sir. Sir, anything which you want to ask for the Dr. Pratima to for the add on the ambulances part? if you have. Next slide, Deborah.
Pratima is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I haven't yet told about ambulance, I think, sir.
Can you?
Uh,
What are the risk factors in the ambulance? Because
Go
recently
back,
ambulance,
Deborah.
we have been
Yep.
Gujarat, and we would like to learn from you which are the causes which are different from the NICU as far as ambulance is concerned.
yeah, the same things exist in ambulance also. The oxygen-rich environment, the cylinders being placed in the closed sort of space. Sometimes there are chargers which are there, batteries operating in it. Equipments, high-end equipments like ventilators are sometimes used by the neonatologist. Plus, additional risk is the risk of the vehicle itself. So there can be fuel leaks from the engine tanks, and if while refueling the ambulance is not switched off, any circuit actually can get short circuited and it can ignite it. And similarly, if the maintenance of the ambulance is not proper, overheated injection engine or brakes, the example is like the flight unfortunately flight, so it's a closed space with the people also sitting within a closed space, so I think that increases the risk of fire much more inside the ambulance. And nowadays we see LP.
See the, hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think you can complete it, sir. But I think she has told the basics of it because we are sitting on a fuel, and inside it we have a oxygen-rich environment, and already you are charging the maybe incubator is there inside, and you are charging it. It becomes overheated. So there were actually so many risk factors. Even the recent incident which happened in your place there in Gujarat. So I think these are the major risk factor, and the poor maintenance, which Dr. Pratima has already told, is the major risk factor.
See, the biggest risk factor is that presence of oxygen in the within the ambulance. If you really design it properly, your oxygen jumbo cylinder has out of the sitting chamber. So if you are detailed look at the 108 ambulances which are very much there all over the country, the force that are the vehicle, which is at least in Gujarat is more of force ambulances, force production, force make I mean. Now that cylinder is below the chassis of the ambulance. It is not within the place where we are sitting or doctors are sitting. All cylinders will be within that. But the jumbo cylinder will be out of that place where we are sitting or babies are kept or where the stretcher is there or where the incubator is there. And because it is a pressurized oxygen, it is bound to leak. And that leak, along with something else like sparks or anything, is causing major mishaps. So while you're designing your ambulances, try to see that pressurized oxygen source has to be out of the place where you are sitting or where the patients are being kept.
Actually, sir. So
Yeah.
very true. So we always say that any electrical spark also in oxygen-rich environment can be like a rocket launch, and that can burst the whole van or any place, even in the NICU or in the ambulance. So we have to be very careful for these sparks, and because of the oxygen-rich environment, and because of high load which an incubator or a radiant warmer will ask you, we need to be very careful with that. Okay, thank you, Dr. Pratima. And sir, obviously we continue with the next question. So next question is on the how, because we know the risk factors now, so we need to go to the preventive measures. Then we will have the policies and other things. So the preventive measures, Dr. Amneet, can I ask you the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Okay, Debra, next slide. So what are the measures which should be taken to prevent fire in the NICU? So can you elaborate it, because this is the most important question in this whole. So if we know this preventive measures, so which Dr. Ashish has already pointed, sir, that अगर designing अच्छे से है तो fire नहीं होगी. So can you elaborate in detail on the electrical, the oxygen environment, and all the we have the extinguishers, what all we can use, and we can have the signboards, what all things we can have. Next slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for the question. I would like to take this into four parts. Basically, so fire preventive measures include first one should be infrastructure safety. that how the NICU is built. Then we'll discuss about each every point in detail. So first is infrastructure safety, then is oxygen and equipment safety, then there is electrical safety, and then housekeeping and storage. So regarding infrastructure safety, we can have fire detection and suppression system, like smoke and heat detectors should be there. Automatic smoke and heat detectors with central alarm connectivity with visual and audible alerts can be installed in NICUs. Then there should be automatic sprinklers with quick response nozzles. Then very important one, that is fire extinguishers. So can we have the next slide, sir?
So we need to, I think we need to also check that the sprinklers have a water in them. It's not कि टैंकी fill नहीं
Yes.
है ऊपर से सिर्फ स्प्रिंकलर लगाए हुए हैं. So we need to
Yes,
be
sir.
careful with
Yes, sir.
that. Hmm.
Yes, sir. Usually weekly testing of the alarms for functionalities should be done.
I would like to
And
ask every unit head that do we do that weekly testing, alarm testing, or the sprinkling testing or not? I doubt somebody has done in the last 1 year or 2 years.
This is only done when you are supposed to take a license. I mean,
NEBH या कुछ लेना होगा तब mock drills होते हैं सिर्फ.
बाकी नहीं होता है. Reality is that.
Reality. So we need to be very careful with this because जिस दिन situation आएगा, शेर आया सब कहते हैं जिस दिन आएगा उस दिन नहीं
Even
पकड़ा
people
जाएगा.
don't know how to use. Recently, we have seen even the nursing staff don't know how to use. It is just
Exactly.
hanging in that there.
Exactly, sir. We did this mock drill and nobody knew where the oxygen valve is to close the oxygen valve. And once we found that oxygen valve in our NICU, it was above the false ceiling. And
yes, sir.
when we tried to open
We
the
only
window from
got to know about it while making this manual only.
manual actually.
Even we were not aware about it.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So when we tried to open the false ceiling was already stuck. We were not able to do that. So it is like we should do that mock drills, and it's very, very important for all of us. Yes, Dr.
So
Abhi, please continue.
yes, so coming on to next, that is fire extinguishers. That is very important. They should be at ABC type of dry chemical extinguishers available along the corridors adjacent to NICUs, as ABC type of fire extinguishers usually cover the fires caused by wood, paper, and textiles, flammable liquids, flammable gases, and electrical contact. So all these are the causes of fire in NICU. Mostly all these things are the main causes of fire in NICU. So there must be installation of ABC type of fire extinguishers in NICU. Along with that, also CO2 type of portable fire extinguishers should be placed at least 15 to 20 meters apart near the electrical circuits. And also there should be labeling of the fire extinguisher, that which type of fire extinguisher is it and which category of fire does it cover. And staff must be trained in their usage, that is follow the pass technique, that is pull the pin, aim the base of the fire, squeeze the lever, then sweep from side to side. So the staff must be trained about the pass technique. Coming
Very good.
on
So,
to the next
very
portion.
important. Some people don't know that a pin has to be pulled up. Then only you will be able to press the lever. Otherwise, you will not be able to use it. So that frequent drills should be carried out in our NICUs to just show that even a one fire extinguisher is okay to teach everyone. Yes, please.
So coming on to the next part, that is layout and the materials that that should be used while building an NICU or for existing NICUs. What should be done? So while building a new NICU unit, few points should be kept in mind. Some of our like open spaces as per the NBC National Building Code, open spaces around the NICU building for firefighting vehicle access should be there. So the NICU building, the entrance of the NICU building should be at least 4.5 meter wide, so that in case of fire, the firefighting vehicle can enter the building easily. Then there should be at least 2.4 meter wide corridor along the NICU unit for evacuation, for easy evacuation in case of fire. Other points can be avoid false ceilings as far as possible. And the air return should be through corridor ducts only. And the material, regarding the material which is used for NICU construction should be non-combustible, non-inflammable material. Avoid materials like polystyrene, polyurethane, and other plastics that can emit toxic fumes. Then, masonry, hardwoods, and solid concrete elements are preferred due to their higher fire resistance. And steel and aluminium are preferred for like building units and compartments. Then compartmentalization, that is, the NICU should be divided into fire zones with fire resistant doors to contain the fire spread. In case of fire, the fire can be contained, so the NICU should be compartmentalized. We can do this by creating partitions between the NICU unit only. So, 2R rated fire partition should be built. 2R rated usually means, as per the Indian standards, that if that material should be like if fire occurs, so that material should not collapse within 120 minutes of fire. So that is 2R fire rated rating. So that partition should be 2R fire rated, and there should be automatic closing doors, and there should be dual escape routes. The doors must be self closing and open in the direction of evacuation. Uh, then ventilation and exhaust, there should be adequate ventilation provided to prevent accumulation of oxygen and the anesthetic gases. And exhaust fans should be spark proof and should be maintained regularly. Then coming on to the next point, that is equipment and oxygen safety. So all the medical equipment that is being used in NICUs like warmers, ventilators, monitors, infusion pumps, they must be ISI or FDA certified and complied with the Indian standards, safety standards. This critical equipment must be documented. There should be documented maintenance history for these critical equipments, and the service tags should be placed that one was the last service done, and they should undergo quarterly calibration and safety checks by the biomedical engineers. And also regarding the oxygen safety, the pipeline of the oxygen, this should be color coded. Then zone control valves should be installed outside NICU, as we were discussing. We couldn't find in our own NICU. So zone control valves should be installed outside NICU doors for quick shut off in case of fire. Then valves should be clearly labeled and kept unobstructed. And also, there should be annual leak testing of the oxygen pipeline. Humidifier bottles and flow meters should be checked daily for cracks or leakages. And cylinder safety regarding storage and handling. Storage should be done in fireproof, well ventilated storage room away from heat, electrical panels, or inflammable substances. And cylinders must be stored upright and secured with chains or clamps. And only required number of oxygen cylinders should be kept inside the NICU. Excess cylinders should be stored somewhere outside in the store. And usual precautions that can be taken are like regulators and flow meters, humidifiers. They should be checked for leakage before their use. Cylinders should never be rolled or dragged on the floor. And empty cylinders should be returned immediately. And like this, many more precautions should be taken. Coming on to the next part, that is electrical safety, which is very important, as the previous fire incidents which has occurred are mostly caused due to electrical overload. So as far as the electrical safety is concerned, the wiring standards as given by the National Building Code and also the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the wiring standards should be that fire is retardant, low smoke, halogen free copper wiring should be used. That should be ISI standard. And the minimum wire size that should be used is 2.5 square millimeter for copper for sockets, and 1.5 millimeter millimeter copper for lighting circuits. And all these wirings should be routed in PVC conduits, so that to prevent the spread of fire. And also, the faulty cables and plugs must be replaced immediately. Then the load management, the recommended load per bed in each NICU bed should be provided with at least should be 2 to 2.5 kilowatt per NICU bed to support warmers, ventilators, monitors, infusion pumps, and phototherapy units. And each NICU bed should be provided with at least 4 to 6 electrical outlets, preferably of hospital grade quality. Then separate circuits for critical equipment like ventilators, CPAP, and non-critical load should be there. And at least 2 independent power supply main supply and the hospital, or some can be hospital generator or UPS backup. It should be there. And all the critical life support equipment must be connected to the UPS or inverter system, so that in case of fire, if there is shutdown of electricity, there should be at least 30 to 60 minutes of autonomy. And there should be a big no to electrical extension boards and multi-plug adapters. Then can we move on to the next slide, please, sir? Okay, so there are certain personal protective steps for electrical shock, like
Very important. I think this is the important, sir. Everywhere
yes.
it starts like a electric, the spark starts like this.
Next slide, please. Next slide, please, sir. Next. So, wearing rubber slippers inside the NICU should not do not use wet hands while plugging or while using any electrical equipment. Do not use broken cord wires, and do not ensure that there is no entangling of the wires, or cords are not lying loose around in the NICU area. And also, certain preventive measures can be taken by the staff itself in an ICU. Like daily, the nursing staff should visually check the plugs, cords, and sockets for damage before their use. And also, monthly checking by the engineering team, if it is possible, to inspect the equipment earthing, insulation resistance, and overload protection. And annually, there should be thermographic scanning of panels to detect overheating, and full load testing of the circuit should be done.
So
And
the
coming on to this,
practical point is that if you find any broken wire, please do not tape it and
yes,
try immediately a replacement and label it
right,
that this should not be used.
right. Next
Fine.
slide, please.
That is the most practical point. Second practical point is no extensions in the NICU.
Yes, sir.
No
Yes,
extension board in the NICU. We try to use that extension board even when I was doing my this DME names. We had the extension boards there. I am still thinking that it is saved basically there. Now we have a new NICU in the AIMS, but that's very important thing. We have to remember that no extensions, no damaged wires, and this is the reason for the spark. Remember that.
yes, sir. So, coming on to the earthing point, all the NICU equipment must be individually earthed as per the Indian standards, and the neutral to earth voltage must be below 5 volts in all patient care areas. And these are the certain points which are labeled here: earthing audit checklist. It should be followed. The regular testing and documentation of earth resistance should be done every 6 monthly, and the resistance values should be maintained below 1 ohm for critical zones. And there should be isolated power systems or medical grade isolation transformers is recommended for NICUs to minimize leakage current and risk of microshocks. Then coming on to the last but very important, very negligent point, that is storage and housekeeping. Next slide, please, sir. So there should be a minimal storage of disinfectants and linen inside NICU. They should never be stored in bulk. Only the minimum required quantity should be kept at bedside. And all sanitizer bottles must be tightly capped when not in use, as open sanitizer bottles, they cause vapor accumulation, which can also be a cause of fire. And avoid placing sanitizers near electrical outlets, radiant warmers, or oxygen outlets. Then the housekeeping staff must keep the corridors and exit routes clutter free. There should not be any equipment lying on the exit route, and the doors should always be kept open. The key should be accessible all the time. Then there should be regular cleaning using the non-inflammable cleaning agents, and the equipment placement should be at least 1 meter clearance. There should be a one meter distance between electrical panels and oxygen valves, as these are the hotspots of fire. So these causes oxygen accumulation. There is a oxygen accumulation near oxygen valve, and then we have an electrical switch which can cause short circuit, and they can be a fire. So there should be at least 1 meter clearance between them. And also monthly housekeeping audits should be done for these things. And regarding oxygen cylinders, we have discussed that cylinders should be secured upright and should be kept away from the heat source.
Yeah,
And
good one.
yes, sir.
I think Dr. Ramani, an elaborative and more elaborative is there in the NNF manual, which will be
Yes,
released,
sir.
I think,
We have included
by
everything in the manual.
Vimal, we are not audible.
I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Better.
Yeah. So well elaborated, and the all the infrastructure, the oxygen, the electrical safety, and the housekeeping storage, and more elaboration is there in the manual, which is released will be released by the NNF. Dr. Manoj, Dr. VC Manoj, and Dr. Amit will be releasing that in the national conference. So next is, I think, sir, Dr. Ashish, sir, would you like to ask?
Now we know that risk factor for the fire in the ambulance. So which are the measures with which you can prevent
Next slide.
fire in the ambulance, Pratima?
So I would like to divide these into three categories as we discussed earlier. So all the preventive measures are related to the risk factors. So first and foremost is while designing the vehicle itself. So it's not any vehicle, it's a special vehicle, and as Dr. Ashish earlier said, it has oxygen rich environment. So how to design
Next.
it? So next slide. So while designing it,
Next.
the interiors, the materials, and the extinguishers should be done as per the automotive industry safety guidelines. They are there under various sections, 125 and IS standards. So those should be followed. No cost cutting while designing the neonatal ambulance, because neonatal ICU itself has so many equipments, and same goes with the transportation also, including incubators, pulse oximeters, syringe pumps, infusion pumps, and ventilators, transport ventilators. So all these are high voltage and high load taking equipments. Medical grade protected wiring again should be followed, and no oxygen should be done given through no wiring should be given through the oxygen conduits. It should be taken care that the driver patient cabin should be partitioned to limit if any smoke or oxygen hazard is there. So the next heading would be how to contain or how to restrict the oxygen system and oxygen safety. So regulators should be approved. Most of the times in our setups, we see the regulators are broken. Jumbo cylinders and oxygen cylinders, even small cylinders, the regulators are not in place. We are just struggling and doing jugaad with the regulators. So those should not be there. Gas duct should be vented. Emergency oxygen outlet should be there, and minimum number of cylinders should be kept as per the safety standards. They avoid any flammable materials again inside the ambulance also, like oil and grease should not be there on the valves. They should be clean, and the cylinders should be kept separate for the purpose of transportation. The hospital cylinders usually have dirt, oil, grease on it, which can actually trigger sparks. And of course, we will be discussing the policies and signages. So no smoking signage, because mostly attendants are there with the newborn, the parents and the attendants. So no smoking signage should be kept strictly outside and inside the ambulance also. The signages should be there. The third part would be while transporting, how to take care. Again, while transportation, avoid any flammable materials, use of any smoke generating lighters, incense, just like we do our cabin luggage checking and we do the checking during boarding. So avoid any chargers, lighters to be used. Avoid any extra electric usage inside the ambulance while transporting the baby. Avoid overloading electrical circuits. Charge the equipments as far as possible. Take the equipment special for transport which have a long battery backup, and at least 2 to 3 hours they can run without the direct electricity plug-in. And use good quality equipment, certified transport incubators and ventilators, so there is no short circuit. And secure them properly. The more they, move while the ambulance is actually running, the more chances of plug getting loose and short circuit. So I think these are the three main headings and some practical points, and details are obviously there, we'll be covering in the manual. Mehta sir and Kamal sir, you can add on, sir.
Yeah, I mean, nicely narrated. Basically, the designing of the ambulance itself is a little bit tricky. As you rightly mentioned, that we all take good care of the proper wirings, and we take good care of pressurized source, and we take good care of oxygen. In spite of this is happening, it is mainly related to the sparks that happens. and there are many reasons for a single spark to take place. That is enough, because all oxygen rich environment. Most important thing that I have seen is the way because there are jumbo cylinders going into the ambulance, and they're very heavy. While loading and unloading, the pressure caps get loose, and once that get loose, the oxygen will keep on leaking from that area, and then at times the compromise with the heating system, you put the incubator there, that's fine, but at times incubator is not there, and instead of that other heating system is being used. So this improper heating system, inadequate fire wiring, for inadequate outlets for the electricity, which causes overload on the existing fire system, wiring system, and all this combined together causes problem. So need to take care of all these things to avoid fire in the ambulance.
Very well narrated, sir. I think already Dr. Pratima has elaborated that very well. Dr. Pratima, can you actually go further and elaborate what policies should be made for the fire prevention in the NICUs?
Yes, sir. So
Next
again,
slide.
I'll divide into three broad categories. Once you have designed a new NICU, it's easier, I think. If you're designing a new NICU, it's
Next
easier.
slide. Hmm.
Yeah, it's easier.
Next.
But once you are working in a old setup or a previously already existing setup, what else can be done? So there will be two or three categories again. The first one would be adequate displays and awareness with posters, signages. The second heading would be mock drills within the space and within the existing NICU, whatever we can do to make the newborns and the staff safe within the existing area and the design. So mock drills should be there. And thirdly, regular auditing. So our hospital is also very old, and most of the public hospitals are older ones only, and it's difficult to generate more space and renovate as per the interiors, modern interiors. So what we have done is, since last year, all of us have got notices that you have to be fire safe as far as possible. So we should have symbols. We should explain the symbols enough to all the staff, including Group D staff, nursing staff. The glow in dark exit signages should be there. So what happens is, whenever there is a spark or a short circuit, there's a panic which is created, and it sometimes we have to switch off the mains and it becomes dark. So the signages, as far as possible, should be glow in dark and clearly marked fire extinguisher. Everybody should know where are the fire extinguishers which are kept. So these are some of the signages and the policies which the screen is showing, and these are the standard symbols which are used as per the fire safety guidelines. No smoking, hospital, the technician number, the technician symbol should be there and his number should be there. Fire exit should be green and white in color. The key symbol should be there. Alternative exit, there should be a key symbol and easily accessible. The next slide, please. So I'll show some more signages. So these are some of the signages. Big laminated signages should be there, which should be actually visible in the dark also. So fire exit should be green and white in color, with evacuation route being shown with the arrows. And strictly no smoking NICU area. No smoking doesn't only mean cigarettes, but also the hot plates. Chai banate hain, somebody plugs in and there is a hot plate which is switched on and then the plug becomes loose. So any flammable or smoke generating accessories or equipment should not be used in the NICU premises at least. And next slide, please. Uh, so then clear-cut signages about the type of extinguishers which are there, and like Dr. Kamal and Amneet said, that where is the oxygen valve which should be shut off. So that again should be displayed in green color. Whatever safety symbols are there, those are, we can observe, those are in the green color, whether it's evacuation, shut off valve, main power supply. So that should be visible easily in green and yellow or green and white, and those should be told to all the staff. So how to tell that? We have to do mock drills. So mock drills not only means that how you should run and evacuate, but also where to approach for the extinguishers, how to switch off the valve, and within how much time are they doing it. So mock drills for evacuation, as well as using the appropriate signages, opening the key. The exit, evacuation exit should actually be free. Sometimes what happens is the equipment bay becomes an area in front of the alternate fire exit. So fire exit खुलता ही नहीं है, उसके सामने सारे incubators और सारे extra phototherapies रखे होते हैं. So we are not able to evacuate with through the alternative fire exit. So the exit should be kept empty. Next slide, please. Emergency contact numbers with the technician face should be kept, and how to use the fire extinguisher. It should be ideally done through mock drills, but there should be a symbolic representation like it. The next slide, please. Like how to pull the pin, how to aim, and what kind of fire extinguisher is there. So we have been conducting, next slide please, mock drills for every 3 months for different shifts of staffs and group D employees. So mostly the group D employees and the main staff, they are actually trained, so because it's a little heavy, although we also should be knowing how to use the, next please, mock drills. The mnemonics can be told to the staff like race or care. Race is rescue alarm. I think evacuation session will tell that. And this should be the display policies that how to actually evacuate. Next slide, please, Debarun. Yeah, every 3 monthly hands-on mock drills and documentation of the attendance, because mostly sisters work in shifts. So many sisters, they may miss the night duty and off-duty sisters. So what we do is we conduct the drills in 2 or 3 sessions so that all the staff and all the doctors and the residents are covered for mock drills and usage of the fire extinguishers and evacuation techniques. Next, please. Yeah, next, please. The third part is, the first part was actually signages and evacuation symbols and all. The second part was mock drills. The third part is audit and monitoring. So what we have done is we have created a template for electric safety, medical equipment safety, and fire safety. And the in charge sister, along with the faculty who is in charge of that particular unit, they get a written check of all the electric sockets and all the medical equipments that they are safe. There is no loose wires. There are no loose cord wires, the earthing is fine, and the electrician comes and the AE and the JE, they certify that okay, we have checked the electric sockets and all and they are safe, and same with the medical equipments. So it's our duty to keep ourselves safe and maintain the documentation. That is what is going to save the babies, as in case of any unfortunate event. First of all, it should not happen, but it would be safer for us to keep the documentation of all the trainings and all the safety audits which have been done. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I think that was a very elaborative one, and we got so many points. I think again the signages, if we see, there may be not, there will be no glow in the dark. Dr. Om Shankar Chaurasia will tell you when the fire happened there. He said there was all smoke. We were not able to see where to exit actually. So he was telling many points like we should have a floor marking there, which should be glow in the dark like we do in the aeroplanes. They give this कि ये पट्टियां हैं दो इसके साथ साथ जाना है. So we should be there should be many things which should be there, as the signages is very important, and proper mock drills, proper signages, proper points, no smoking, nothing. So everything should be there actually there. Dr. Ashish sir.
Learning from the events that happened in Gujarat, Corona, one of the hospital ICU had this all the high, in those days, most of the patients were on the, even adult ICU I'm talking about, were on high flow oxygen. The high flow in the adult means you're looking at 12 to 15 liter of oxygen. And when the fire happens, the first thing that happens is the switching of the lights. Automatically, you got MCB there. MCB will switch up because there is a circuit breaker. The moment there's a fire, the circuit breaks. Because of that, MCB falls. Now, your generator is not checked properly, it is not working there. First thing happens is the dark. There is no light. There is fire, no light. That is one. Second thing that we have seen in the ambulance and this ICU which had problem in during Corona, the ICU doors, fire doors should not have a locking system. Normally, for a routine also, our NICU door entrance is either we are opening with the switch, or you are using your iCard, the iCard which you swipe and the door opens. The moment the light has gone, these doors are auto locked. You can't get out. There is a fire, you can't get out of the ICU. And same thing happens with in the ambulances. The moment there's a fire, the circuit breaks and automatically all doors are locked. That's what happened in Gujarat. That ambulance, the fire was there, but the worst thing was that all doors were locked. So people are sitting in and they just fried. They were burned, but the problem was, as I told you, is the auto locking system. So while you are planning, one need to make sure that when there is circuit break, the auto lock should stay open and not the close. That's most important part of the planning.
Very important, sir. Very, very important. This auto locking is like a nightmare.
This part.
Very important, sir. Okay, Dr. Om Shankar Chaurasiya, we have been
Yes, sir.
missing to listen to you actually. So, can you elaborate on the evacuation protocol in case of fire happens in eco? So, that is another important thing. Prevention can be there, but once fire happens, it will be a nightmare for anyone who goes through that fire actually. And can we have an elaboration on the evacuation protocol actually?
Yes, sir. So thank you, sir. So evacuation protocol for an ICU follow RACE acronym. So first step of RACE is
Next.
rescue, emphasizing the prioritization of life safety. In the event of fire, rescuing individuals in harm way takes precedence over other considerations. So this involves knowing when and how to safely conduct a rescue operation, ensuring well-being of everyone in the affected area. So remove anyone from danger of fire. Second is alarm. Yes, alarm, it underscores the immediate activation when fire is detected. This serves as a critical signal to alert all occupants and initiate emergency response procedures. Understanding the different types of alarm system is crucial in choosing the most effective and appropriate method to ensure a prompt and widespread alert. C is confine. Confine is the third step of this evacuation protocol, emphasizing techniques to contain and confine the fire. This involves implementing strategies to compartmentalization to prevent the fire from spreading over other area. So just confine to close the doors, windows of other rooms. So, so the fire doesn't spread all other areas. Fourth is extinguish. This is a final step in the RACE acronym is extinguish. So focusing on the use of fire extinguishers to suppress and control the fire. But if fire is small, then please use extinguisher. If fire is large, then please evacuate immediately. Don't use your knowledge, because safety first for yourself, then for others. So in case of large fire, please just evacuate. Don't use extinguisher in large fires. So if fire in an ICU, if it raises the alarm, if fire is contained, then extinguish fire and evacuate. If fire is more, then move the infant to safe area. So evacuation priority in an ICU is, there is three zones: immediate zone, adjacent zone, remote zone. So please change the slide. So immediate zone is a high risk area. Evacuate infants nearest the fire source is first. Second, adjacent zone, it is a moderate risk. So then evacuate infants in the same way or room. Third is remote zone, low risk zone. So evacuate infants furthest from the source is last. Now, the role and responsibilities. First, it is mandatory to know the rule of fire safety. Each and every person who is entering an NICU, either your staff, your doctor, your ward boy, your sweeper, because responsibility when fire takes place, it is responsibilities for all. So first of all, what is the main responsibility of NICU in charge? Yes, she or he should compliance and supervision the fire safety protocols, mock drilling occurring or not. Then there must be a fire officer in your hospital or in NICU around the clock. So it is, although it is very difficult at current scenario to appoint 4 fire officers in any area. So just take the help of 1 or 2 fire officer in your hospital and make your fire officer of your ward or NICU ward. So they act as fire officer and they should train. And one thing I just tell, there should be at least 2 to 3 male staff all the time, because in night time we have faced the problem, because we have most of the time staff nurses or ward ayas. So just try to. It is said by our ward vice, sir. At any time there should be two or three male persons should be there. It is mandatory in night in case of, because these all events occur in night. So just try to appoint 2 to 3 male persons in night. Third, it is a responsibility of nurses and all supportive staff to evacuate, and they should know the safety measures. So please change a slide. So emergency response, yes, raise alarm, shut oxygen and power safely, as told our previous faculties. Use extinguisher if safe. Evacuate neonates and call fire brigade and control room. So this is a very next slide. This is a very good signage provided by Pratima ma'am. So it shows all the evacuation process of NICU. So you should know, raise and pass. Thank you, sir.
I think perfect, sir. We can have these signages. There are so many signages in this manual that we can have them in our NICUs, and we should keep on doing this auditing and mock drills again and again. Believe me, once it happens, it will be a nightmare for many of them. Dr. Om Shankar will tell you this thing that he is still under this trauma, that why this has happened with us.
Yes,
So never thought of that question thing. Uh, Thank you, sir,
so
for
this
that.
one thing more, sir, we should also include there is a one safe zone, safe room other than NICU, always be there in any NICUs.
Yeah.
Because what happened from ours, we have to send all these neonates to emergency, and what a havoc in emergency. Then for the God grace and blessings, we started our PICU as NICU into a,
Very rightly said, there is a provision in our accreditation process,
yes,
one
sir.
emergency room,
Contingency
exigency
room.
area, yeah.
Sir has already
That is
mentioned.
must, and that is also the mandatory criteria.
Yeah,
So even
definitely.
in the government and public hospital, there must be one area where the baby can be shifted.
Yeah. So we have kept as a also the compartmentalization is very important. We have kept like 4 compartments in our NICU now, and they are separated by a distance so that the fire doesn't spread onto this part, and it is contained, as Dr. Amni told, a 2 hour compartmentalization or containment should happen in that part. Thank
See,
you, Dr. Om
it's a-
Shankar sir and Dr. Lal, sir.
in detail about all this thing. We know, I mean, most of us, they know about all this thing. Why this happens? Fire,
Yes.
basic problem is electrification. Improper electrification, overload, lack of MCBs, servicing of MCBs, and of smoke to go. There is no, at times when there is this clustered in ICU or ICU, there is no place where the smoke can go. Even though we know that ICU we do not have windows in the ICU, at least at the time of fire, at least 1 or 2 window can be opened up or the glass can be broken. Once there's a smoke moves out, people inside will not get trapped and they will not die because of the fire or the inhalation injury. Here, most of the fatality is because of there is no space for the people to run out or take out the babies or take out the ICU patients. Like what happened in ambulance, it got auto locked. Shreya Hospital, Ahmedabad, 2018. 8 people, eight adult patient got trapped into that ICU and died. But again, the problem was smoke, could not see anything, and that the door get locked. The even fire brigade also cannot got in because there is no electricity. So improper planning, all this thing is a major risk factor, but that's what I believe.
Perfect, sir. So national building codes, like Dr. Amni told, there has to be space around it. There has to be a corridor where we can actually move. So space around ambulance can enter. Oh, sorry, this fire brigade can enter. So how will that residue vehicle will enter? So it's very important. Contingency areas. We don't think on the lines earlier actually. So that's what the planning is. What Dr. Shish is saying. Thank you, sir, for that.
Power audit also, Kamal, power audit, frequent
Power
power
audit,
audit.
yeah, sir, power
Yeah,
audit.
it
We
is
had
very
that issue,
important.
power audit. Earthing,
Yeah,
power audit, the
power
electrical
audit.
load which is happening, the wire size, the 2.5 is the minimum size which should be
Mhm.
there. 4 is preferable if it is there. And the
So,
material which is it
One
is made up
question
of.
regarding the exit area
Yes,
in
sir.
the public hospital. What is the
Yes, sir.
latest guideline? Because you are working on that regarding the exit area. In the
Actually, sir,
most of the NICU, there is one entry area and there is not an
uh,
exit area.
actually,
Because
when government personnel came, they
Hmm.
asked the question, where is exit in an ICU? I said, ma'am, I have never see any entrance and exit in main and ICU area.
Hmm.
Main intensive care area, we have never seen a exit door. So they said, no, no, no. Now you have to see two doors in your most intensive area. One is entry, one is exit. There is must be, and there should be a gallery to these for these connecting doors. So they said that in intensive area there should be two doors.
But ये है नहीं लेकिन most of the public hospital there is no exit area. Pratima
So most of the none
हाँ
of the
सर
public
मुश्किल है
hospitals.
सर, that is what I was
नहीं है.
saying. When we
ये
are
Actually,
नहीं है
already
exit area
working,
नहीं है.
when we are working in the existing already established place, no, so it's very
Hmm.
difficult, sir. But we had to create a space, like Dr. Om is saying. We got clear-cut instructions after last year's incident that
लेकिन
once,
है नहीं जैसे फर्स्ट फ्लोर में है उसका लास्ट में है लास्ट उसका रूम जो है.
yeah, one has
So
to
this is very
remove
difficult.
other care areas and other stores and all, and create a safe area to be shifted, and also the exit should be clearly marked. So a lot of rounds were taken and administrative rounds were taken, and identification of the areas was done, sir, within the area, within the old building itself. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's
so
difficult, sir. नया बनाएंगे तो it's easier
sir,
if you have to
yes,
renovate.
and I think, sir, we just trespass the guidelines. We always have an ICU in ground floor, so there will be a lot of area of safety.
Dr. Pratima, can I ask this question to you? Actually, what should be the evacuation protocol in case of fire in ambulance? Or Dr. Om Shankar would like to.
Yeah, circuit cell, I think. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So actually, ma'am has prepared a very good way. So there is a quick mnemonic.
Next slide.
SOSAF S. S
क्या है?
for SOS
This
FE
mnemonic, yeah.
SES. SOSAF S. First is
SOS
stop vehicle
evacuate.
and shout fire. Send oxygen should be off. Sir, save the baby first. E for evacuate to safe zone, and F fight fire only if it's small and safe. So this is the very simplest way of evacuation from any newborn who is in fire or in danger. So just stop vehicle and shout for fire. You should do oxygen off, save the baby first, evacuate to safe zone, fight fire only if small and safe. Actually, sir, but the problem is that we have seconds of time. So I think first priority to save the baby, because we have no time for to do off the oxygen or that one.
We are
So
talking,
if fire,
we're talking about the walls and all this. I'm pretty sure when it happens, there is no
yes,
time to look at those
no,
and
sir, no time for all this, just to how to save the baby बस.
But the
अपनी सुरक्षा
people
अपने आप
as
अपनी
far
सुरक्षा करनी और उसकी सुरक्षा करनी बस.
लेकिन ह्यूमन नेचर होगा कि पहले तो अपनी सुरक्षा करेगा ना.
सर
पहले जो है
पहले सर
Being
वो
safe.
अपने ही करेगा. फिर
नहीं, सेव द बेबी फर्स्ट का मतलब है सर इक्विपमेंट्स वगैरह छोड़ दो, जस्ट टेक द एम्बू इफ द बेबी
yes,
इज एक्साइटेड और ऑक्सीजन, ये सब छोड़ के सिर्फ बेबी को उठा के और खुद
भूखा
बाहर आना
भाग
है.
जाओ भाग
दैट
जाओ.
इज द सेव द बेबी फर्स्ट. जस्ट लीव
season.
इक्विपमेंट, डोंट
So
डोंट थिंक.
along with the baby you have to
You have to
Yes,
run.
come out.
don't
Yeah.
think about taking the equipment along कि वेंटिलेटर भी
Ambulance,
उठा
that's
लेता हूँ,
very
सीपैप
important.
भी उठा लेता हूँ, वो नहीं हो पाएगा. So just save the baby first, take ambu if required, and just run 15 to 20, 10, 20 meters away from the vehicle. So that is what that means, I think, sir. कि खुद तो भागना ही है, बच्चे को लेके भागना है basically.
Priority would be the designing of ambulance, keep oxygen out of the chamber where the patients are sitting. Then only the major fire can be avoided.
Yes, sir.
Bombs inside next to you. That is what is happening.
Next slide. Yeah,
So
that
this
is
is
the.
again so this is again a signage, very good signage, how to do when fire in on ambulance. So first recognize fire immediately, stop vehicle and shout fire, switch off engine and turn off all the vehicle powers. So again that is blackout and whole the chamber of ambulance. So I think sir,
व्हाट अबाउट द ऑल द पावर? पावर तो एक ही होगा ना, आप करोगे ऑल पावर मींस इंजन में तो
sir
एक ही पावर
basically
होगा ना.
sir what happens if there is fire, automatically all the power will off
Then
simultaneously,
Oh.
sir.
the first thing that is there's a blackout because the
Yeah.
power is automatic off. And then there is a smoke, so people can't see. That's the reality.
So our all the intensive area, all the NICU, all the ambulance, I think we should follow the rule from aeroplane. We should have 2 or 3 radiant lines with one marker. This is the outer exit. In all that, because sir, total blackout will happen. We have no time. Practically, we have no time for all this. So just prioritize your newborn.
And then injury causes you make you unconscious.
Pardon, sir?
Inhalation injury, carbon monoxide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bring you down. That's one brings you down.
Yes, sir. In fact, sir, in our area, 2 resident and 1 our worldwide is just about to succumb.
Yep.
But hopefully, God helps. So actually, sir, this is very important.
This is an important slide based.
Because 95% of our ambulances running, they are just jeep, gadi, or omni van. They have even no oxygen properly. So just we have to make a very critical guidelines who about uses of ambulance and what should be the structure of ambulance. In fact, government ambulance are nowadays far better than private ambulances because they just buy an omni, just put a cylinder, ambulance they are. So we have to stop this type of ambulances.
No, basically nowadays the RTO will not allow Omni or Eco One to be used as an ambulance. As far as concerned, Gujarat will allow. Yeah.
Sir, actually in a small cities or
that happens.
Leave behind metros, their problem is same. Even NICU, just there is only if you see the NICU, this is 12 by 10 in room and they have put 6 or 8 warmer. So we have a lot of practical problem, but what happens, we don't know.
So the key messages which we can think of it as prevention is the first line of defense. Again, Dr. Ashish said, everybody said the same thing. Dr. Lalan said, even we started, Dr. Om Shankar has gone through this. So Dr. Sandeep, even from Delhi Newborn Center, he knows, he always says this, prevention is the key actually. Second is oxygen plus fire is like a rocket launch because you will be stuck with this. Baby first, then the equipment. Again, Dr. Pratima highlighted this part. Don't rely on the memory during panic. The practice matters. So very, very important. Please keep on doing the audits, the drills. It will help you a lot. At the time, you will think, ये कहाँ था, वो कहाँ था. You will never remember that. You will just run here and there. So drills do help. Vigilance and preparedness saves lives. I think, which we all know this part. For we have been doing this mock drills so many times. For other things also, the gray codes, the red codes, all the codes, and rapid response is the crucial. Don't think this will not fire फैलेगी नहीं. ये ऐसे जाएगी आपके हाथ से. And safe Nico is the teamwork and the awareness. So every person has a team, the work to do. So the team will be there. If everybody knows the same thing, then you will be able to do. If I'm sitting here, the fire is in the NICU, and nothing will help me if I'm here and I only know this part. So the whole team member, even the sweeper, the worker, the ward boy, the staff, as Dr. Om said, the male person should be there to remove this. It is a laborious work to remove everything there. So it has to be there. A fire safety officer is there in our we have seen this. The fire safety officer is there. If fire safety officer, fireman is there always on call. So once you broke the pane, the glass, so fire safety immediately gets activated. But how it happens, we have not been through, fortunately. And if it happens, the mock drill should be there to help you out there. Dr. Ashish sir and Dr. Lalan sir. So
We are saying that the should we close window during fire or be kept open? Dr. Om sir told to keep window closed and Dr.
close.
Yeah.
then kept open because of smoke and correlation. So what I would advise that because the smoke has to go out. So when there is a fire, at least window need to open up so that smoke goes out and there is less of darkness there. That is what I
Uh,
with
Sir,
the
there is
Om.
an issue with this, sir, because the if the windows are open at that time, the air can enter and the spark will increase actually. So it lights up this. So to contain in the third part, the race, the C part, the contain, so the window should be closed after at that point of time.
Because
So
in
Dr. Om will elaborate more on that part. We discussed this thing earlier also actually.
my hospital when the fire officer came to inspect everything, he wanted me to open up the key, see that the window can be opened.
Hmm.
All locks were dismantled and he made sure that in emergency I can open any one of the anyone of the hospital staff can open up the windows. So I don't know what is the opinion of Dr. Om or of
Sir,
the
sir, actually, it depends the condition. If suppose fire in your storeroom, just close all the doors, so it cannot spread. Suppose it fire occurs in main NICU, then you have no time to stop close the door. So adjacent to NICU or other area where fire occurs, then stop all the window and doors. But in main area, you can't stop. You have no time that time. So just spreading the fire from other side in NICU. That is the main point, sir.
okay.
Any other questions, sir? I think we are towards the end of the session. But a very important lesson I also learned while making this manual a lot, even doing so much work in the NICUs. But now I am worried actually. I think we should be very careful about this. So we have taken the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare guidelines, the Indian Public Health Standard guidelines, NABH guidelines, the NBC code guidelines, the National Building Code, National Fire Safety Code for hospitals, hospital internal safety policy also from our hospital. So we took many things for this all.
Great work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So any questions? Devran, we can take up the questions from the chat or how do we get it?
There is only one question, no, sir.
Yeah,
Which
that
sir
is
has
an important
answered.
question. So, Dr. Amit sir, are you there?
सर नहीं है सर सर है
नहीं.
लेकिन नो वेदर
Okay, I think he must be busy. So, if there are no any questions, we have the recorded this session. We can always share this session because it was unique for me also. This session, that fire manual, and the fire manual will be released, I think, in the already a pre-publication has been released in the newborn week in RNR
Sir.
hospital at that time.
Sir.
We will be releasing
Actually,
this the final when the Vizag session, I believe so.
yes.
Om, can
Sir,
I ask a question?
Sir, actually, we will work that aerosol-based extinguisher also.
Yeah,
Na?
you
Actually,
told.
we have seen the video. They put the just strip in MCB box. When fire caught, they just stop the fire. And there is no need of any manpower. They just set the temperature 80, 90. Then they, suddenly, when got the NICU got fire, they just
So it is
extinguish
an
the fire.
automated basically
Yes,
to
sir. So in
shut
fact,
down
just we call the person just to show me
for the demo.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it is just working as video, then it is a very useful, sir. Very useful for all.
Hmm. Important.
Yeah,
So
and
I
they have
don't know how
they
this
are
thing
quoting
works.
half life is 10 years.
Oh,
So just
this is from the Ukraine or Russia, which you
no,
told?
sir, this is Russia based, but the main person is in Delhi, sir.
In Delhi.
Actually, my
Okay.
friend's brother gone Delhi for discussion all these. Then he provided me manual and all the things. But I called him just to show all the things live.
Oh,
Like
Yes, sir.
Amal and Dr. Om, like in Ahmedabad, I said that ambulance and that ICU, Shri Hospital ICU, the door got auto locked. What happened in Delhi, the Delhi incidents? The door were open, doors were open.
which sir?
In Ahmedabad, Shri Hospital ICU and this ambulance which recently got fired, got under fire and burned. In both the incidences, the doors get auto locked.
Auto.
People could not come out.
So then we should
So,
not have automated doors, sir. Then the
yes, sir.
discussion goes.
So our guideline also there should not be an automated door, just open and close
Open
manually.
and close. Both sides open and close.
Yes, sir.
Bring to the attention that most of the ICUs we are using your iCard to open its automated doors.
Oh,
But ideally, it should not be.
Yes, sir. They have to change, sir.
okay. Because the guidelines say that उसमें है sir automated doors का provision होना, but I think we should change it.
Yes,
वो
sir.
जो कोरोना के टाइम पे श्रेय हॉस्पिटल में 8 people got burnt, they trapped. There was enough of chlorhexidine, high flow nasal cannulas were going on these adult patients with a high rate, and then there is a fire. That's it.
Even the temperature supports.
Yep.
When we started this, na, sir, in the NNF session on R&R hospital, so Dr. Girish said I was carrying this incubator and the probe got upside down and it got overheated. The temperature probe, it got overheated and thus immediately a burn happened there. So that was a trauma for my whole life, and I still believe that the reason for the death of that baby was I myself. So still have that terrors why that happened, and it was 22 years back. That's what he told. So I think nobody should have that nightmares. Please, prevention is the key. So many discussions happened. Please come up with your question because this is not a thing which we do daily. This is a manual has been prepared for this with such an effort. And if there are any questions, we can incorporate now and we can get a better manual. This. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ashish, sir. Always, I know you are always there as a senior sitting on with me. Dr. Om Shankar, sir, Dr. Pratima, always a laborious female, always working. Dr. Amneet, I know this female is with me now, and she's working very hard on making this, and we'll come up with more safety manuals. Fine.
Thank you
And
very much.
thank you, Debran, for doing this such wonderful webinar. We'll have more safety webinar. And Dr. Amit,
I think network issues there. The bandwidth is low, sir. So I had to switch off.
link gets broken in between, sir. I am audible now.
Yeah, it's
So
fine.
with this we can end the session, sir, with your permission, Dr. Ashish, sir.
Sure, we can do that. Great. Thank you very much, everyone. It's a
Thank
great
you.
opportunity for it.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Om. Good night, sir.